Hi, everybody. Welcome. Oh, I'm not going to be too long. Still haven't found my connections for my mic, so I'm just using the mic on my computer. It's been a long day. I had to work today, so I was work. For those who don't know, I do work outside my home right now, and I start very early in the morning, so a wee bit tired. Today, and then came home and I did have clients and stuff also. So I had working with some clients today as well. So just welcome everybody. It's it's another crazy week. Just saying, it's another crazy week as we're building up to this full moon. Now, if you think about it, this full moon, when we had the new moon in Capricorn, that was when we were making sort of our New Year's resolutions, and we're looking at things that we were wanting to create for 2022. And now we're coming to the full moon. So this is whatever you were working on during that time for the new moon in Capricorn. Now we're coming to the first phase. I'm going to say the first phase of what it is that you are creating. For this. Now, if you do work with the moon energies and you do keep a journal, which I really strongly advise, then you can go back and say, okay, this is what I was writing about. This is what I was talking about. This is what I was visualizing. And you can start to see where your progress was or is upon this journey. Or did it go sideways and somewhere else, right? So that's what with this full moon. This is a full moon in Capricorn, and we're kind of like through the halfway point of this year of what it is that you are wanting to bring to fruition. What is it that now that if you've been working on something to create in your life a form of stability, a form of, you might be looking at this is going to be a good releasement for you. The week is emotional. Now, this Capricorn season is not like any other Capricorn season. Of course it's not. Why should it be? Why should anything be like anything it has been? I think we've been, for the last 18 months, in a sort of in this crazy holographic world that we are now trying to figure out on the directions of what we want to do. And we're climbing up, and we're wanting to be healed and we're wanting to go forward. And this is coming into our self-worth. This is coming into, maybe you don't want to. I mean, cancers can go hide away in their shell and not want to do anything. But this is a huge push with this energy. That's coming forth to say you can't hide away. You got to get out. You got to get out of your shell. You got to at least, put some effort into what it is that you are wanting to create. There is a lot of turmoil, with this. There's a lot of unexpected turns that are coming in this week that you might find that, well, why the hell am I doing this? What the fuck? I'm going to go in a different direction. But I feel like that's going to be, it's going to cause you more pain in the end, right? So if you are really working on something to create something within your life, within your relationships, within your, projects, or whatever it is, this is really telling you that it's like there's a lot of energy right now that is that's making us extra tired. I mean, I'm tired because I've been up since 4 a.m. But I mean, for many who are up at a normal hour, you still might be feeling tired. You might still be feeling exhausted trying to get through this, to create something. And that's where you might find that you're just like, fuck it, give me the beer, let me go sit back and do something else. I mean, that's really where, that could sort of, especially with the Neptune energy coming in, throw a kind of a little bit of a loop-de-loop for you with this energy. So you really have to be cautious on any of the illusions that are coming through, or the things that are trying to pull you away from maybe something that you know truly in your heart, this is the direction I need to go into. There is clearly a lot of unpredictability. There's a lot of unpredictability right now with this energy. Um, and with that unpredictability, and nobody likes that. Nobody likes unpredictability. Nobody likes it when they're throwing a curveball, because it feels like, oh my God, now what, right? It's the one show I love to watch, and it's called Chateau Diaries. It's on YouTube. You can go watch it. Stephanie's fabulous. But anyways, it's like, for her, curveballs happen, and you have to get on and do it. Like, you can't procrastinate and say, oh, well, the roof fell in, or, oh, well, we found this, I guess we'll just leave it for a week. No, that's where this energy is saying, no, don't leave it for a week. The roof is falling in. Get out there, get it fixed if this is what you need to be doing. This is not a procrastination time. This is not a time to go and like, oh, I don't feel like it. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. And I'm like, yeah, well, so is the rest of the world right now. So get off your ass and stop complaining, kind of thing, because it is taxing. It feels like we are, for some people it might be feeling like you're pulling this big ball and chain, and it can get overwhelming with it as well. So we're building up to we're building up for our supermoon. I wrote on my Facebook about, and plus this is today's the Pluto return for the United States. And you know how, with the Declaration of Independence, when it was written, we have a fantasy. This is our fantasy. It's like, oh my God, it must have been great. These guys are in a room and they're like, yeah, fuck the man. They probably weren't saying that, but I mean, that's the energy, because they were just throwing it to the man. They were throwing it to the powers that be and saying, screw you, I am not going to listen to this anymore. I'm going to create my own reality. But it was taxing. It wasn't something that, to get everybody on board to sign that, to get everybody on board to go into the new direction that they wanted to create, right? It was, somewhat, and plus they were doing something that was illegal. It wasn't, something like, yeah, this is illegal. They were doing something that was illegal. And then they had to send it off to the king. And sending it off to the king, it wasn't like, oh, let me fire off an email or text, or let me fax it over there. It had to go by ship, and it took approximately 10 weeks to get there. So if anybody's following any of the things that are going on, at this time, we have a prime minister who has to step down, and he's going to be doing that within 10 weeks, which is a very interesting correlation with the timelines that are going on right now. And that means that there's change that is happening. And within that change, if you are wanting to create something, if you are really wanting to do this, it's like, yeah, I know we're tired. Yeah, I know there's a lot to overcome right now. And there's more things that are being inundated. I saw about Air Canada wanting to put up digital ID for people who want to go on into the Pearson Airport. And this new digital ID means that you can apply for it by August, in August, and you get your ID. All your information is on there, and it's by facial recognition. So, this just sounds so wrong, but that's the world we're beginning to move into, right? And this is, if you want to travel, and I've said this to people, with all the delays, with all of the walkouts right now that they're experiencing with pilots at this time, and having to get like staffing is another thing. They don't have the staffing of people anymore. It's you're going to find more delays, more craziness that's going to be happening with air. And with flights, more delays, and now they're going to be putting up like, well, if they don't like something you didn't do and you're traveling to Costa Rica or somewhere, and they're like, well, no, you're not going to leave the country because we don't, there's something on your record because we don't like a deposit that you made, or we don't like something that you bought. So, or whatever it is, you know, and it could be that, oh my God, they don't like it that I bought some JP Sears t-shirts, and they'll be like, ding, 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 don't, you know, this is not the person to allow to leave the country or what have you. So you feel the craziness of the world. You feel that heaviness that's there, and it kind of weighs us down from what it is that we truly want to strive for and go for at this time. So the frequencies are freaking crazy right now. And again, with the full moon coming in on the 13th, this is just getting us to awaken more. This is getting us to really step into our energy. And so as the full moon spectrum of light radiates greater clarity on our plans and projects, it is a time to release anything on our task list that is no longer serving us. So that's the other thing. So you might be having a lot of things that are taxing you, but you got to look at what is on your list. What is it that you have that is sitting there that you just like, get rid of it, or anything that is perhaps taking us away from what we really want to accomplish. So this is a very transformational energy that's coming forward. We're starting to feel it with that Pluto energy. Be prepared to cast off old mindsets, psychological blocks that have distracted you from your true aims. So there's that real beautiful positive energy that's coming in, and the energy that I keep getting, or the goddess that keeps coming forward, she came to me a few times, is Kali. Of course, Kali and Pele, these beautiful goddesses that are they look destructive. A volcano looks, it's destructive, and it blows, and it takes over a whole area and kills, looks like it's killing everything off, but it's the most fertile land in the world, right? And and then you have Kali. She wants to show you something new, but in that newness, you have to go in a new direction, and it's chaotic and it's nutty, and you're just like, why the hell am I doing this, right? It's overwhelming, and how can I get through this? How can I do this? But you will, and that's where this is coming in. You will get through this. You will create something better for yourself, and in doing so, this is going to allow you to head into a better direction. And it's so important for us to be grounded with all of this. It's so important for us to look at the directions that we really want to go, and what are those obstacles or blocks that are holding us down that we keep on having on our plate. So there you go, everybody. Sending you guys out so much love. My sale is on. There's spaces for readings this week. So if you are wanting a reading, definitely get a hold of me. They're $99 for a 1 hour reading, and I can get you in this week. So if you're wanting a reading, you can go to thegubrumama.com. You can go pay for it there. It takes me about 24 hours or so to get somebody, because once somebody pays for it there, I get a notification right away. I got my phone on me all the time. I'm one of those, and I'm not going to apologize for it. I got my phone on me all the time. It's there. If it's not on me, it's not far away. Just an FYI. So I'll get a hold of you right away and get you booked in. So if you're wanting to get booked in, if you're wanting to get a reading, and just to even look over your chart, that's the other thing too, because I've been looking at my chart quite a bit, because there is a lot that's hitting my chart, right? There's a lot of stuff that's squaring my, my moon, my Neptune, my my Venus, my I was going to say my Mercury, of course, because I can't even speak. So a lot of squaring that off, and having a T square with Uranus across the way. So there's, I'm living a T square for most of this year with this energy. So it can be overwhelming. It can be frustrating. I get it. But what I found, even with here's the thing. I was going to go, and of course they opened up a whole thing with me. When I was moving, it was hell. I'm not going to lie. It was the reason why it was hell. It was just it was a lot of work, and a lot of work on for me and on my body. I had some beautiful people come in and help me, and it was great, and that really alleviated the ease. The one thing I learned, and I've learned because I've taught this also, is that when we were moved in, when we moved, I had to work that week. And so fine, I worked the weekend. I still did the moving all through that week and moving things down here. And then the big move came on Thursday. So I worked Thursday, and the big move was that Thursday. And then on July the 1st, we were officially in here, and I went to work. What I found is I had to take time off. I had to, I did have to work on the Monday and Tuesday that week. And I said no. I had to honor myself to get through what I had to get through, to do what I had to do. So I had to take something off my plate. Now, taking that off my plate, in a muggle world, let's go into the mundane world. You look at it and you're like, oh my God, she missed how many days of work? What is that going to do to her paycheck? What is that going to do for this? Oh my God, and your brain starts to go into the muggle world. And you go into the worry, and you go into, the fear. But it's called honoring self. And taking the time to honor myself was huge. And so I took that time, and I honored myself, and I got my place straightened up, and it still needs to be straightened up. It still needs to be organized. There's still boxes to unpack here, but that's fine. They will get unpacked. But the big bulk of it got done. And in it, I took my time in doing it and allowed myself to take the time to do it. And that's where this moon comes in with celebration. Capricorns love to celebrate, right? They really do. They're not all business. They like to have some good times. They like to, it's done. Let's celebrate. Let's, let's create something more. Capricorns are great creators. They love to create things. They love to get things, and do something, that is cool, right? So, I mean, you have the 8th house, if you look at Scorpio, 8th house. Scorpio is that joint. What is joint? The boundaries. What are you putting the boundaries up? And you put the boundaries up, and then you get to create, you step into the Sagittarius shooting the arrow out in the direction that you want to go into. It's that fire, it's that passion, and you're discovering so many new things. And then you step into the Capricorn. It's like, okay, now let's create it. Let's do it. Let's make that whatever it is that we are wanting to make. That's what Capricorn is. So when we step into this Capricorn energy, and Pluto's there, and the beautiful thing about Pluto's about transformation, huge transformation. It's about letting go of the old and stepping into the new. It's death and resurrection. Hence, he rules, Scorpio. So you have that death and resurrection. And within that, that means, you know what? There's something great in that. There's something great and something that we shouldn't fear. We shouldn't fear that death and releasement of something that is no longer in our, no longer working. Honor that time. Honor it. Because in honoring it is allowing for you to step into your beauty and your strength. In a world that right now, it's going to get crazier. I hate to tell you that. It's going to get nuttier. You're going to hear some things. There's going to be more, interest rates are going up, digital ID, so I guess I'm not going to be flying anywhere for a very long time. So, which is fine. Cool. All right. So maybe I'm going to have to take a slow boat to Hawaii. My mother used to say that she needs to take a banana boat to Jamaica because in World War II, she worked with a beautiful woman from Jamaica, and they were very good friends all through the war and stuff. And of course, at the end of the war, my mom got married. She went her way, and the woman went her way. But she talked about banana boats and these banana boats and stuff. So mom always dreamed about, the banana boats. And then, of course, Harry Belafonte came out with, the song Dale. But it is embracing all of that, embracing those dreams and allowing it and getting to the root of what it is that you're dreaming, really. What is it that you're wanting to create? And it could be, it's just like, well, I need this, but, this is in my way and that is in my way. Well, then you got to, really sit down and look at what is that feeling that you are wanting? What is that desire so that you can begin to create, the steps towards that big dream, right? And it might not take you exactly the way you want it to go because, Callie, she will take you think you're going one way, honey, and she's going to take you in a totally different direction. And she's going to tell you it's going to be okay. You're going to be okay. Just shut up and let's go. That's Callie. She tells you to shut up. Well, she tells me to shut up all the time. Anyways, it's like, shut up, just do it. I'm telling you to go. And it's crazy. It was a mess. I mean, me moving was a mess. I mean, everything from everything with my husband and things that we have to do with him. So this is about strengthening our love for one another, strengthening our love for ourselves, and moving into the directions that we need to go into. So there you go. Book your appointment. I want to see you, and I'm going to send you guys out so much love. Thank you for being a part of my world. Thank you for being a part of my community. And may the Lord and the Lady watch over and bless each and every one of you in all that you say and all that you be and all that you do. Blessed be everybody. Onwards and upwards. So we will talk to you. We'll probably talk to you tomorrow.